there are a lot of people in the world that have diabetes that are type 1 and type 2 that are really worried about the effect of fruit on their condition. And I always forget about the fact that there are so many people that still haven't learned a lot of the basic stuff about the raw vegan diet and fruitarian diet and the vegan diet, and don't know a lot of the basics behind diabetes and everything else. So I'll go into that a little bit in this video. I remember a couple of years ago, after the Woodstock Fruit Festival, eating a salad and it had mango in it. It was like a mango chutney thing, and there was lettuce. And I was going to we were going to this one of the supermarkets in America, in New York, and it just had like this perfect mango salsa thing that didn't have any salt in it, didn't have any oil. It was just like mangoes, tomatoes, probably had some onions in it, a few things. And I was just getting that, and I was buying lettuce, and I was putting that together, and I was eating this in the subway, and a guy went, "Oh, that looks really good." And I said, "Do you want to try some?" And he said, "No, I've got..." And he said, "What's that?" He thought it was cheese, and I said, "No, it's mango." He said, "Oh, I can't have that, I'm diabetic, you know." So I tried to give him some information, trying to get some information about it. And who knows, maybe he took that information, I don't know. But you forget that there's a lot of people out there that still think diabetes... I mean, this is a huge thing, that diabetes is caused by sugar in the diet, or sugar's a problem and causing diabetes, and it's really dangerous for diabetics. And that's one thing, it's that idea that it's dangerous. Well, we need to go back to basics, which is number one, the human being is a frugivore. Our anatomical physical design, our pancreas, our blood vessels, our cells, everything is designed as a frugivore, which means that fruit is our natural food, particularly low fat, high sugar fruits that exist in our natural home and in the environment in which human beings live the majority of the period that they have on this planet, which is in the non-seasonal tropical forests of Africa, which is where all the primates come from, the same kind of region. And that's what human beings are, a non-seasonal primate. Non-seasonal meaning we can't exist in the changes of the seasons. We don't hibernate, we don't wander, we don't get to a point in the year when we think, "Oh, I'm going to go and walk 10,000 miles. We pretty much stay in the same place. We wander around a little bit maybe, but we don't change, we don't add on an extra layer of coat, a layer of thingy, whatever. So really we're tropical creatures. We need to live in a warm climate, and what grows in these warm climates is loads and loads of fruit and lots of other stuff, very abundant, but huge amounts of fruit. And we are adapted as primates for fruit, for picking fruit, eating fruit, excreting fruit, finding fruit, our eyesight for finding fruit, climbing trees, tasting the taste of fruit. All of these things link us to being frugivores. It goes deeper and deeper than that. But the first man that ever classified the various species of animal was a man called Carolus Linnaeus, a Swedish scientist. And he said that human beings were a frugivore. We're designed for fruits and luscious vegetables. So, is that luscious vegetables? I don't know if that's the right word, but soft vegetables basically. So it was a pretty strong idea there. Why science and everything in society never, I mean, that was hundreds of years ago that he made that pronouncement. Why we have never quite accepted that, you know, why? It just shows the level of denial that people get into when it comes to food and culture and everything else. Human beings are primates, anthropoid primates, apes, frugivores, very highly frugivorous, I would say as well, more so than the chimpanzee and everything else. So, being that the case, it follows on that fruit is our natural food, and therefore it cannot cause us damage. In fact, it causes us the least damage. regardless of the disease we have, the situation we're in, the problem we may have, our level of health, our age, anything, regardless of all those things, it causes us the least damage, it's the least toxic, it's the thing that our body digests the fastest, the easiest thing to digest, and it fits our needs for our nutrients the best. It fits our needs, need for carbohydrate, need for fibre, need for the vitamins, need for the minerals. Fruits match that the best for us out of all the food groups. So fruit can't hurt us in that way. We can't eat too much of it because our body has a natural limit for how much it can take. We can't eat too sugary a fruit because it just doesn't really exist. And the fruits, that's the other thing, is the idea that the fruits that we're eating now, that we've bred them to be more sugary and have more sugar, and that's a problem. And really we would have been eating astringent fruits and things like that, and chimpanzees eat bitter fruits. But no, we're sweet seekers. We seek the sweet fruits, and we can do absolutely fine with the sweet fruits, and our body is great. And the thing is as well, sugar is not health food. Sugar should not be. We shouldn't be eating sugar. We shouldn't be using it, and all the rest of it. But the idea that sugar is causing diabetes is not right. It's not correct. The process for how type 2 diabetes is caused. Well, type 1 diabetes is the pancreas stops producing enough insulin. Either it stops producing enough or doesn't produce any. Why does that happen? Because, well, might be genetics, but there is some concern that it's a connection with cow's milk, to the extent that it's probably we shouldn't be giving kids cow's milk. We shouldn't be giving kids cow's milk anyway. We shouldn't be giving anyone cow's milk. But we shouldn't be giving children cow's milk because there is some suggestion that it's related to the cause of type 1 diabetes and leads to the body destroying its own pancreas. So that's what happens in type 1 diabetics. My brother's a type 1 diabetic. He's been diabetic since he was a young boy, don't know what age. So he's always been injecting insulin in himself. He's got a pump thing now, so he doesn't inject. I guess he just types a number or something in, and it puts enough insulin in him. So he's type 1 diabetic. He doesn't seem to be concerned about whatever he's eating. He just seems to eat whatever he likes, and I don't think he's ever had a specific protocol apart from, I remember he used to eat a lot of bread when he was younger. Like if his blood sugar went down or something, he ate a lot of bread, and you have to give them sugar if they go into a kind of hypo state. So you're actually giving diabetics sugar like that. This is the weirdest thing. Like, diabetes is caused by sugar, but when a diabetic runs low on sugar, you need to give them sugar. Like, I don't know. But anyway, type 2 diabetes is something that happens is like a disease that happens over a lifetime often, and sometimes actually happens kind of younger in a person. And type 2 diabetes is essentially caused by the body still produces enough insulin, so different to type 1, the body actually produces enough insulin, but the insulin is not working. Basically, the sugar, the food that we're consuming, or the sugar that we're consuming, or whatever it is getting into the bloodstream as sugar, and it should be transported from the bloodstream into the cells, into the muscle cells and all the other cells. But it's transported into those cells by insulin. So sugar comes into the bloodstream, the insulin attaches onto it, takes it to the cell and takes it into the cell. If the insulin cannot get the sugar into the cells, then the level of sugar in the blood rises and rises, and that's damaging because if the sugar just stays in the bloodstream, then it oxidizes and it can cause problems and it can cause damage. But the problem is not the sugar. The problem is the fact that the sugar can't do what it's usually meant to do, which is get into the cell. So the action of the insulin getting the sugar into the cells is being inhibited. And why is that happening? Well, the reason is the fat in people's diets. That's been known for a long time. It's been confirmed a lot, but it's just not quite gotten out there at all in a big story. So the reason is the insulin sensitivity is not working because there's fat in the blood. It's inhibiting the various functions. It's kind of, I don't know the full technical details of it, but the high fat diet that people eat over a long period of time, coupled by the fact that they've, not maybe gotten enough rest in their life, not enough exercise, not enough anything else, but primarily the diet is so high in fat that it's inhibiting the body's the insulin's ability, or the cell's ability, to register the insulin and the insulin can't get the cells don't open up to allow the sugar in, and that is the problem. And it can be reversed by getting the fat level of the diet down below 10%. Now what that means really is a diet that's high in fruit, high in carbohydrates, low in fat. Basically, if you're on, you should basically go for a no overt fat diet if you want to treat it quickly. There's either a cooked or raw diet of carbohydrates making up all your food sources, and cut out all the overt sources of fat, which includes meat, dairy, eggs, oils as the primary 4 things to cut out, and fish as well if you don't think fish is a meat. And also I would say get rid of all the fat, get rid of the nuts, the avocados, nothing. Go on a complete, if you're looking to reverse diabetes, type 2 diabetes, you want to do that. You just want to get rid of all the sources of fat. So you want your diet, if you're doing it raw, you want your diet based on bananas, dates, mangoes, persimmons, grapes, orange juice, apples, pineapples, and just all the fruits. Just keep on going. There's lots of fruits. All the salad you care for, that's fine. All the vegetables, all the salad, but you want to keep all your sources of fat low. For type 1 diabetics, it's a different story, because obviously you're still having to monitor your insulin, you still have to do all this thing, but still the natural diet of human beings, or our best diet of fruits, is still going to be the best thing to support you. There's a guy called Robbie Barbaro, he's doing some great videos. There's a girl called Tasha Lee. She's done a book on it, on her diabetic program. Robbie's got a lot of videos on his thing. He did Douglas Graham did a whole retreat for diabetics recently. So there's a lot of information there for diabetes. I'll put some links down below for that. But be confident that if you're a diabetic, if you've got diabetes, that fruit is not the enemy. Fruit is most definitely your friend. Make sure you eat as much fruit as you care for, and actually then, if you want to go raw, you have to develop the ability to eat the amount of fruit that your body actually needs and needs to thrive, which is a different story. It's a learning process, it's a journey. Thanks for listening to this website. This video, you can go to my website if you want some further information from me. You can sign up for my emails and stuff. You can come to the Fruit Festival in the UK next year, fruitfest.co.uk. Hope to see some of you there. And let me see what else. Oh, I've got Amazon. There's a link down below to my Raw Vegan Smart Ass book on Amazon, so you can go and check that out. And thanks a lot for watching, and diabetics, don't fear the fruit.